The synchronicity. Yeah, we met online.
A lot of people do these days.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. This is how we both laughed to it. Oh, just hanging out in North, wasn't it?
It wasn't North.
What?
Liverpool Street area, Shoreditch area.
Oh yeah, we walked around Commercial Road and Brick Lane and...
Yeah, we played pool.
Ah, yeah, that's where it was, playing pool.
You've forgotten?
Yeah, because that location wasn't the best location. We realized quickly that...
no, you realized quickly. You were the one that, you know, kind of
hinted. Okay.
Things.
Yeah. I realized quickly that my dating mindset was not quite switched on to locations and... Oh, okay, two men going in the bushes. Oh, gosh.
When was this? When was this?
February 22. So we first connected in November 21, but we didn't actually get to meet until February 22.
A lot of conversations.
No, I've never been here.
When did you break the news that you were breakdancing?
Oh, well, when you meet online, you kind of can't hold back from what you've already shared to the rest of the world. Right. So it was a simple click and share. Like, so what do you do? Oh, just check it out.
An interesting question, isn't it? Like not often. These days, anyway.
Being involved in a lifestyle where your rarity is unique on its own, especially in today's world. How was that for you, actually? Oh, let's try to see to the left. When you first heard about me, when you first heard, and
it didn't faze me.
Okay.
I thought, great, met someone who's living in their passion. So I was more than happy to connect from that. It's not like I'm not used to dating anybody that's like not involved in creativity in some way, shape or fashion. But yeah.
You nursing when he's got an injury?
Yeah, self-nursing right here.
It's your own fault.
Why did you do that? I tried something.
I will lend a listening ear. Yeah, I will eat food, but that's it.
It must be pretty cool when he's like performing, doing his stuff, and that's like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. There, you know.
No,
it's not like Magic Mike, but it does a bit. No. Push me down to June. So continue, Stephen. We're foolish sometimes. Oh, look, a forest. Yeah.
No, I don't ever.
What do you do for a living anyway?
Passion first. Okay, I'm sorry.
So my passion, I am a designer, costume designer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've been designing costumes for, I think it's 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And what is there anything particularly you designed them for?
Predominantly for Carnival. And
which ones?
Notting Hill. I've done some international as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've also done some stuff for stage and screen.
Yeah, in the UK, there's less ability to release through dance publicly without paying for it. Yeah. Dance studio, dance class, workshop this, or come to this event where you can dance, but it's limited because it's a nightclub experience and not just a free space to artistically try like the French Quarters in Paris, or I forgot the name of the space in Paris, but there's spaces in certain parts of Europe and even around the world where you could just use the space. It's just there. In London, maybe South Bank on their terms and agreements, and it's their cloakroom area, not their ballroom space. To put it simply, it's their back storage area downstairs and not their main space that is allocated for dance styles. That's free and open access every day. But the difference is that the reason they have a indifference with the dance community is because they allocate and prioritize the space to people that want to do online work and online meetings that are upstairs in the same level as the dance space. off your hands whilst you're doing a minute.
Okay.
And then from there.
So that's like dynamic.
Get the momentum for your power whilst you're balancing.
Thank you,
Keep the stretching going.
thank you.
And you go. Breakin? Oh, I think I was 18 when I first officially tried doing it. I was 16 already doing things in the youth service in terms of performances. Learned, so I think there's a thing going by. I originally learned from a female catwalk modeling teacher that was a youth worker, and she basically taught her steps, both male and female technique, in to R&B music.
Right.
And at the same time, I was already listening to a lot of R&B on the radio and seeing it on the music videos, and then on top of that, I was already physically active doing long distance running, and just it was a time where I was able to be outside a little bit more as a young person. But also at that time, I had no clue what to do, where to go, how to do, what to do, when to do, any of that. It was just going off mode. So yeah, when I officially started with breaking, I was already doing routines based around the R&B and the New Jack Swing music, which was all hyper movement and very cardio related already. It wasn't placed like in some of the later years, like 2010 to 2020s choreography. So yeah, I think when I first, after learning the modeling, my mom saw my first ever performance, and I think just from that, just having a solo as a model in front of my own community gave me the confidence to go, oh, I think I've got something that I can do.
Yeah.
But I was still not involved in dance at the time. So it wasn't until the modeling group that I was part of started to do more shows around the Newham, the borough of Newham.
Yeah.
And then I met my eventual dance teacher performing at one of the shows. And interestingly enough, it wasn't actually the dancing that kind of drew me to him. It was more the casual conversation of how he is around his dancers at the time. And
What's his name?
Cat B.
Cat B.
With a K. He doubled as, yep, there we go. He doubled as a presenter for MTV Lit Parties. Yep.
Okay. Where was he from?
South London, or actually no, more so East when he was teaching, but then migrated to South London. But yeah, Caribbean, Black Caribbean young man as well.
Kind of mixed race.
Nope.
I think I knew.
So this cat was presenter, TV, well, MTV,
Yeah, MTV Lit Parties.
MTV Lit, and Choice FM, DJ,
Right.
also on the comedy circuit back.
As well as a youth worker, as well as a dancer. He just did what he did.
Was he an inspiration? Was it like a particular film or crew, or seeing certain person that you saw doing this?
Not
that made you think, I
necessarily.
want to do this.
Well, even that, when I met Kat, I actually didn't learn breaking from Kat.
Right.
It was, I think for me, I used the sign of a positive male role model
Okay.
to gravitate around at those times. And for Kat, it was more so he was able to be a leader without being a dictator.
Okay.
And, and that was kind of key for me at the time. I needed somebody that was able to draw out potential without utilizing it for themselves or manipulating it or going any awkward directions. And I was aware of that at my age.
Right.
So yeah, meeting Kat was more of like a reinforcement of, oh, so there's more I can learn. All right, how far can this go with the journey? And then it eventually led me to joining in a college at the time with fellow dancers, Nuvik College. I joined in a performing arts course at the time. And the course was interesting because it aligned with a hip hop production producers, is it production company called Urban Development at the time, and they were based in Stratford Circus. And Urban Development specialized in well, I wouldn't say they specialized. One of their things was to actually connect the hip hop community with education institutions.
Right.
So to put it simply, I walk into my performing arts space where I do my normal classes and rehearsals one day, and then I see a notice saying that there's no classes there that day because there's a jam at the evening. So I think, oh, what's this jam thing? What does jam mean? I thought it was just the food. So walk into the jam around 6:30, lights are off, everything's dark, and then I just hear scratching on the decks.
Right.
Didn't know there were decks at the time. I just knew that they were playing something and there was some kind of weird sound coming out of it. So then walked into the room a little bit more, and I later see one of my next inspirations doing a headspin. Just continuous headspin, no hands, in the space. And then he gets up and then he just shrugs his shoulders and goes, ah, and he smiles to himself. He's like, yeah, that felt good. And yeah, obviously me and my friends were drop-jawed. We're just like,
And headspins are always very impressive, especially if they go on for a long time.
considering I came from a martial arts background already and a long distance running background already, and I've already performed and seen backflips, that still shocked me. So I can't imagine what it may be to somebody that didn't move when they see that, you know. But yeah, it was really inspiring. And then along with that, I met other male role models that I ended up, eventually, everyone in that room, I ended up working with as a professional performer. From the host to the MC to the DJ to the 3 dancers that were employed to keep the cypher going. Yeah, we all ended up working in some way, shape or form with each other, even down to, when was I with little Tim? Last year, you know? What?
Do you still train martial arts?
No. Yes, in a mental, no in a physical. I learned capoeira, I learned qigong, I learned taekwondo, and I learned Shaolin. The only one I would say I do naturally with my movement now is qigong.
Right.
And then second would be Shaolin for my dance. And actually Shaolin and Shaolin Taekwondo and Capoeira are actually unified in my dance training. They're very good. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's difficult to find a place apart from the Shaolin Temple. But I don't even the Shaolin Temple anymore.
No, I think they've taken it into themselves more. Yeah, a lot of the, I would say, cultures that introduced their ways of healing into the UK have not found business prosperity. Even in the art of dance and hip hop and other styles, the niches of certain cultures and communities that are not naturally English, they seem to be finding it a very hard time to keep themselves afloat in an economy, which is understandable, you know?
Again, it's so expensive now. These clubs, these martial arts clubs.
Again, paying for an experience. Finance. When the experience is free, they take away the land. When you try and make it without the land, they take away the equipment. When you try and make it without the equipment, they try and ban you with the license. It's one or the other. It's the finances way of getting their tax on whatever it is you can do, and however it is you feel you can express. It's
Like I was touching on this before. Like you kind of go all over the world doing this.
I've been to some parts of the world, yes.
Have you been to Portugal?
Yes, many a times.
Do you know a breakdance with one arm?
I know a breakdance, a break, not from Portugal, but I know one from Holland and Belgium.
Okay.
I know a whole crew with differently abled skills and body modified living understandings, you know.
Why different to Portuguese? They used to do breakdancing classes, and
Okay.
the teacher had one arm.
Okay.
But, you know, saying that was, it didn't make any difference. You know,
No, it shouldn't. Same with the martial arts with one arm. It shouldn't. The master is a master. The student has to be the student. Let's just say, yeah.
Just a good example.
And also,
just because we're disabled, we can't do stuff.
well, what is disabled?
Well, exactly.
A lot of people say that the majority of creative, a lot of people say, a lot of the studies show that a lot of creative people have either ADHD or some kind of neurodivergency.
Yeah.
And I also figured, well, what would be a force of will for the mind to keep going in a pattern of continual creative practice or continual mode outside of repetition and outside of being taught and drilled said technique. So the spirit of the mind, I think, is neurodivergent people, personally, because everyone that isn't neurodivergent, I would like to see what their creative practice is if they have one in that flip side of that discussion, just to see if my theory is sound. So I have a disdain to repetition and movement.
I've noticed that.
It's not out of preference. It's out of historical understanding of pain and trauma. So I've had violent situations in my family household in my youth, as well as at my workplace as a teenager, as well as at my creative practice as a dancer. Violence has just encapsulated a lot of my under 19 years. And it encapsulated it in a negative as well as a positive. I found the martial arts that I practiced as a healing as well as a self-defense mechanism. But I also didn't see the repetition of martial arts as what I wanted. I saw this can help me understand more.
Yeah.
And I have to go through said obstacle to understand it. Not if it means to repeat, believed in not the repetition. I believe in the ability to adapt in whatever circumstance that requires maybe repetition or non-repetitive movements, but some kind of coding of something.
But then, as a performance artist, you're telling a story as well, aren't you? So it's like,
yeah, you have to practice to repeat that, but then the essence of where that character comes from has to be personal.
yeah.
And that's where I tapped into the trauma. As well as Michelle, I've connected with a second costume designer, because Michelle is curating and creating portions of the equipment, not so much, go this way? Yeah, portions of the equipment. And in saying that, I'm basically curating the piece in 3 ways, but I can't really disclose that on camera yet. But what I can do is say that once it is more a case of developing the project so that it is copyrighted the right way and it is done the right way, as opposed to alternative practices in my history, which was showcase it as soon as I've done it. It doesn't serve anyone in dance to do that now anymore.
Right.
Unless if you're doing high productions with a high number of repetitions throughout the year, doesn't serve that. So my project should hopefully cross boundaries, cross areas in terms of locations, cross generations, cross medias, and cross movement contexts as well, on top of the message that I want to share with the audience and everyone else involved.
And when you plan to when's the premiere?
I don't know if it's gonna have a premiere. I think if there was that level of what I assume a premiere would be, hopefully next year. And I say that simply because of not me, more the production team and if it's blessed to get to that level. Having a production team isn't easy, and for me to have my piece to that level, the message has to connect to a community that will be able to fund that. So how do I put it? Working on the stages to achieve that as we speak. So I'm still in the project gathering of the data sense of things. So videos of past performances. What else is there? Feedback forms, Q&A forms, the equipment that I need to have that can only work as a freestyle, or as soon as I make first contact, that is the full connection of using said equipment during the performance has to be perfected. So there's a bit of a list of things I have to prioritize before publicly showing it again. However, a version of the project is able to be shown for education. So yeah, I'm aiming on that right now. And then the next thing to aim on is equipment upgrading and photo shoot. Being able to adapt the piece for different locations is a really, really strong suit for my project so far. So it is, again, without talking about the finer tunings of it, there are ways to make that happen, and those ways are being researched on as we speak. Basically, so indoor, outdoor. It's possible, but again, without a storyline and the production to kind of bear weight, it doesn't necessarily mean anything right now. It just means it's a tool. At the beginning of my project, outside of the holistic training, when it came to the performance aspect, I was already playing with time and space. So in the equation of the project, yes, I've definitely looked into those parameters. It's got the project has an R&D section in it, so it's already kind of being I've already realized and manifested equipment that could potentially be included. We just again have to kind of build in that sense before saying and showing off and publishing it without it being ready as a performance or a project yet. And then probably in the next clip of this, you're gonna see what I'm talking about and go, oh yeah, we totally get it now. Yep, Kofi definitely had to keep that under wraps because, boy. Cue edit. Yeah. Or we could just show the video when it happens and be like, this is what Kofi was talking about. Pow.